What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here. I've got another emergency NIO update for you. We have to talk about the news that was released overnight with this potential new offering, what it means for NIO going forward. And again, if you guys have paid attention to any of the content on this channel over the last couple of weeks here, I try to give you guys the no BS, no nonsense approach to everything that is happening with either the broad market or any of the individual stocks that you guys are interested in. So if you guys do enjoy that type of no nonsense approach in the information and analysis I provide for you guys in these videos here, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it helps me out a whole lot in spreading this type of information out to as many people who actually want to learn. And again, if you never want to miss another video like this, make sure you guys are subscribed and turn on notifications so you're notified every single time these videos do get posted live. And again, I've got to give a massive shout out to all of the members of my private trading community there. Less trades, more profits. I'm going to throw up some of the screenshots of the gains. You guys have been absolutely crushing it as usual, even in this choppy market environment there. If you guys do want to hop in there with us, this is the last week for that 50% off your first month sale if you guys use code TRADE with the link down below. Again, you guys get all the educational courses, both of them, the Day Trading Mastery course and the Swing Kings course. You guys get the macro research reports, single stock research reports, the daily private live streams, the watch list of stocks and cryptos that are about to explode before they do, the pre-market plans. Guys, I only have 5-star reviews for a reason. If you want to take advantage of this sale here, there is never going to be another one like it again. Make sure you guys check out that link down below. It literally only comes out to $1 a day for your first month. So let's actually get over here, start talking about the news that was released on NIO. Then we're going to talk about the chart and kind of where we can see this moving forward here. So NIO plans to issue new shares to raise funds for R&D and strengthen the balance sheet. Now, if you watched my video recapping NIO's earnings and talking about their financial situation going into the end of this year, I did say that an offering was likely to happen coming in the near future. Now, the fact that they did say that, okay, they were in a decent financial position going into the end of the year, I mean, it was kind of I kind of want to say 50-50 shot that they were going to do this type of offering, but the details of this offering, to me, are not good. And I'm going to tell you guys exactly why. So NIO plans to issue up to 118 million Class A ordinary shares in offshore transactions outside the U.S. to non-U.S. persons. NIO plans to use the new financing for R&D of EV technologies, new products to further strengthen the balance sheet and for general corporate purposes. The problem with them spending this on R&D, guys, is when exactly what we talked about in yesterday's video. When we move over here, he said, William Lee said this, he mentioned that NIO has very strict financial discipline, which again is not necessarily the case. And the intangible asset item is only just over $4 million. And this is the important part. We have expensed all research and development costs in the reporting periods and not capitalized them, which makes our accumulated losses appear higher and our assets appear lower. Now, NIO spent on research and development in the fourth quarter of 2024 about $450 to $500 million, and their total loss was about $900 million. So the way that they're reporting this on their financial statements does make their assets and losses appear a bit lower than they should be. The problem is that they have also said that R&D spending is going to continue. So if they're going to do this type of offering here and then also use that for more research and development, it's going to show up as an even bigger expense on their financial statements, which is then going to make it even harder for them to hit those profitability goals. That is one of the main issues here. And you also have dilution. You are being diluted. If you just think about the overall supply of shares out there in the open market right now, when you increase the amount of shares out there, you end up owning less of the company, which again is not the best thing to be doing, especially when the stock is trading near the lows. I could have seen if they were to do this type of offering or announce something like this again. I'm not doing this right now. This is just a plan that they have. Moving back over here, NIO plans to issue new shares to raise funds, but down at these lower levels here, this is not necessarily something that you want to see happening. The other thing that we have to think about here too, guys, is with the amount of money that NIO is spending on R&D, you really want to see a significant return on that type of investment. It's a very similar problem to what we're seeing in the AI space right now, where all of these big Mag 7 companies are spending a lot of money on these NVIDIA chips. And have they been able to generate a return on investment on that yet? Well, not necessarily, and that could create a big problem going forward. So again, with all of this money, and now again, investor money potentially going more into this research and development that is also going to show up as an expense on their financial statements, making it more difficult for them to hit those profitability targets there. What I think really should be happening is NIO really needs to put a giant focus, which they have said they are doing, on some of those cost-cutting measures in growing vehicle sales. Now, with that being said, I don't want to come out here in this video and just talk super poorly about this here, because again, they do have Onvo, they do have Firefly. Again, Onvo got off to a rocky start. We do have the launch of Firefly coming in April, and maybe they were able to learn from some of their mistakes on the launch of Onvo for when they do launch Firefly there. But again, seeing this start to happen, guys, again, you're going to see a lot of people come out here on the internet and try and spin this. I don't know why, offerings at the lows and really taking that money going into research and development and creating more of an expense is not necessarily what you want to see. Now, what I also want to talk about here with you guys a little bit is the chart of NIO. If you guys have been paying attention closely to anything that I've been saying in these videos here, we've been talking about the fact, especially in yesterday's video, that it was likely that we were going to trade down into this big range of support that we've been outlining over the last couple of weeks here, between about 480 and about 360 here. Now, again, I would expect this area to hold here. We are seeing NIO rally back up after the open here, opening right around 390, currently trading at around $4 per share here. But again, when you think about the overall NIO thesis here, and for me, guys, I think you guys will probably get a good understanding of this, is I do not marry any of these investment ideas. If the thesis that I have does not end up playing out, I am perfectly fine with cutting the position, taking the capital back, and finding a better opportunity. I think a lot of people out there, and if this is you, you probably should listen up to this portion of the video. If you are trying to generate, let's say, retirement money or generational wealth off of one stock pick or one investment, you need to seriously reconsider what you're doing in the market, because it almost is better off for you to go out into the lottery or into the casino and try to gamble your way there. Again, guys, you got to think about the long-term vision and operate in the market like a professional. If you want professional level results, you have to think and act like a professional there. So, again, I'm not really that disappointed in what's happening with NIO right now. Again, I have about 4,000 shares at a $4.54 average, and that's kind of the position that I'm comfortable with going forward into the end of this year to see if they are able to turn this around. Now, as I said a little bit earlier, I would expect this zone to hold, but for those of you guys that are looking for NIO to make really drastic moves to the upside in the short term, I would say that that is very unlikely there. NIO is probably going to chop around at these lower areas here. Maybe it moves back up, maybe it comes back down and retest, but NIO, and again, we've talked about this a lot too, that this is going to be a results-driven investment, and that can take time. By the end of this year, again, we might be able to see some of those results if they can really ramp up a lot of those cost-cutting measures there. Sorry about that dinging noise. But it's all going to be results-driven. Are they going to be able to quickly turn around things over the next week? No, they are not. So if you guys are in this one, again, make sure you keep paying attention to the news cycle and actually fully understand what you're invested in and why you are invested in it. That is one of the most important things that everybody needs to understand. So that is kind of going to wrap up this video here, guys. Again, that type of offering, they could use that money for R&D. You're going to hear this spun a lot of different ways, but the fact remains is that that is going to end up showing up as an expense on their financial statements, which again is going to make it more difficult for them to reach those profitability metrics that a lot of people want to see. So guys, again, if you did enjoy the information and analysis I provided for you guys in this video here, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it helps me out a whole lot in spreading these videos out to as many people who actually want to learn. And again, if you never want to miss another video like this, make sure you guys are subscribed and turn on notifications so you're notified every time these videos go live. But until next time, guys, I will see you. Peace.